Good afternoon and thank you for joining us today. I'm Hawa Salihu Adama and it's nationwide on the network service of the NTA. We start with the economy. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo has formally submitted to President Muhammadu Buhari a compendium titled Bouncing Back, the Nigerian Economic Sustainability Plan. The report by the Economic Sustainability Committee, headed by the Vice President, recommends far-reaching measures towards converting prevailing crisis occasioned by the coronavirus pandemic to a victory for the Nigerian economy. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo has the details.
The report is a product of wide consultations and inputs from the Economic Advisory Committee, 36 state governors, and leadership of the National Assembly. It also took into account the Economic Recovery and Growth Plan, report of the Economic Crisis Committee, the Finance Act 2019, CBN proposals, as well as the National Economic Council report on the COVID-19 crisis. Chairman of the Economic Sustainability Committee and Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, who submitted the report, said the key to the success of the plan is faithful implementation.
We are confident that if the proposals are taken as a whole and implemented consensuously, Nigeria will avert the worst of the impending economic headwinds and convert this crisis to a victory for the Nigerian economy and the Nigerian people.
Hinged on President Buhari's mantra to produce what we eat and consume what we produce, the report recommends mass agricultural and housing programs to create millions of new jobs, extensive public works and road construction program using locally available materials, as well as the installation of solar home system targeting 5 million households, serving the 25 million Nigerians not connected to the national grid.
We've also recommended support for local production and manufacturing of all that is possible, including technology applications, software, shoes, garments, steel fabrication, ceramics, and furniture, with the required capital and essential machinery. We've also recommended the provision of ample support for the informal sector through low-interest loans, support for MSMEs, especially in assisting to restructure their loans with banks, the expansion of the social investment program through an increase in the number of cash transfer beneficiaries, an increase in the number of NPower volunteers, and sundry traders enjoying small and micro loans to cover a large number of the extremely poor.
President Muhammadu Buhari, who applauded the Economic Sustainability Committee for completing what he called the critical national assignment in good time, expressed the belief that with the help of God and high sense of duty to posterity, Nigeria will successfully reset her economy for a brighter future.
As we go forward, we must chart a new course and remain steadfast. I believe the priorities contained in this plan present a practical way of achieving our desire of a truly competitive economy that can support our people and secure our future.
President Buhari saluted Nigerians for their resilience in adapting to the realities of the COVID-19 effects while continuing to recognize the superhuman efforts of the frontline health workers who continue to play a critical role in keeping the country and the people safe.
We have a great work ahead of us. Government revenues have diminished considerably, largely due to the fall in oil prices. So, we must prepare for difficult times while government continues to seek ways to implement what I consider a national plan.
The ultimate objective of the Economic Sustainability Plan is to provide succor to Nigerians, taking into account the dangers posed to the economy by the global economic slowdown. Several projections show that if Nigeria fails to take prompt preemptive measures, unemployment may rise to 3.6% by the end of 2020. Millions more will fall into extreme poverty, and depending on the strength of the economic response, GDP may also fall to between minus 4.40% and minus 8.91%. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
And a final investment decision, FID, of over $10 billion to reform the Nigerian oil and gas sector, as well as the expected passage of the Petroleum Industry Bill to further attract investors are some of the landmark achievements of President Muhammadu Buhari's administration. Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Pt1, made remarks on NTA's Good Morning Nigeria while evaluating 5 years of Buhari's administration in the industry. Over now to Oluseye Adeabu.
Because we are in the process of passing a law, everybody took a sit-down look approach. And because of this attitude, no additional investment was attracted to the country for a long time. With the Buhari administration, a lot is now going on right in that direction. We've gotten a draft of the PIB, which is, I believe, very acceptable and the most credible version that has been produced since then.
Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Pt1, explained that with the deregulation of the downstream sector and subsidy removal, expectations are high for more investments, especially from the private sector.
Today, if subsidy is out, then nobody has that excuse anymore. So we are expecting to see a lot of growth in the refining sector as well.
Though Nigeria is not immune to the global oil downturn, legislators on the program are optimistic that the passing of the Petroleum Industrial Bill will address perceived loose ends.
With the law, with the PIB, maybe we'll have more investors come back. Those independents that sold and left, even the big majors will explore more. So we'll probably have managed our upstream very well.
The improvement and achievement we are seeing in the last 5 years is the seeming transparency and willingness to carry major stakeholders, including the National Assembly, along. They have been telling us we're at this level, we're at that level, which we had never had before.
Professor of Petroleum Economics, Wumi later identified some challenges in the industry and preferred solutions.
Until we think about that subsidy where we burn about 1/4 of our budget at the tailpipe, there's no way in which the midstream can be profitable. The
guests also added that the petroleum industry reform should be about adding value and not just on how to make money. In Abuja, Oluseye Adeagbo, NTA News.
The Senate has passed the revised 2020 budget of 10.810 trillion naira, of which 2.9 trillion naira is for debt servicing, 4.9 trillion for recurrent expenditure, while 2.4 trillion goes to capital expenditure. The amendment of the budget was necessitated by the impact of COVID-19 on global economy. Senate has confirmed the appointments of Justice Monica Dongban Memse as President, Court of Appeal, and James Giakolo as Commissioner of the Federal Character Commission. 42 ambassadorial nominees were also confirmed as career ambassadors designate. Meanwhile, Senate has urged the federal government to direct the Nigerian Armed Forces to beef up security personnel and equipment in Borno North Senatorial District following the recent attack that led to the death of over 80 persons in Gubio District by Boko Haram. And still on security, the House of Representatives is holding a special session with security chiefs for a brief on the state of security across Nigeria. Before the meeting went into closed door, House Speaker Femi Gbajabiamila commended the service chiefs for what they have done so far. He added that lawmakers are not happy because constituents are wary, considering the recent spike of security breaches in parts of the country. He said the meeting is meant to chart a way forward. In the meantime, the House at plenary Thursday honored DCP Abba Kyari with an award of excellence for his commitment to duty. The recipient expressed gratitude for the recognition and dedicated the award to the IGP, his entire team at the Nigeria Police Intelligence Response, and all officers that lost